Yo, what's going on YouTube? Zach with IT Career Questions here. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I had to do a little bit of a reconfiguration with the laptop to live stream, as always. I seem like I'm always messing around with this, always doing something. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Bradley? Duan, bro, I am glad you are here because wait till you see the next slide that comes up. You're going to be happy. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. What's going on, Adrix? What's going on? I can't pronounce your names, but hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Glad you are joining me here on a wonderful Saturday afternoon. It's a great day. Great, awesome day. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a few different things, and you guys are going to be able to see that all on the screen here behind me. Hopefully it's not too blurry. This webcam does not do a good job of focusing on me and the TV, so my apologies there. But a few things to talk about today, and I really want to get started with that. And then we're going to kind of open this up for Ask Me Anything. So the very first thing, and again, I'm glad that Duan Lightfoot is here because I was watching a video that Duan did the other day with David Bombal. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And I should look up this video so that I can link it to you guys. See if I can find it. I'm sure Duan can pull this up right away. A lot faster than I can. Let's see. I think I might have found it. Maybe. Anyway, we'll find it later. We'll put it in the description. Or Duan will be a solid guy and he will put it in the chat. So the very first thing, is congrats to Duan Lightfoot because he just did this interview with David Bombal and he announced that he is no longer a system administrator. And if you guys are aware of Duan Lightfoot, which if you aren't, you should be, you guys have to go check out his channel. He does a lot of what I do, which I greatly love and appreciate, and he has a lot of knowledge and insight into the IT field in general. He talks a lot about networking. But if you are unaware, with him talking about a lot of networking, it's a lot of his content he does talk about networking. He was a system admin for quite a few years, and he kind of felt bad, and I kind of thought it was funny that he feels bad. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean it in a bad way. Trust me. Felt bad that he was talking about networking and talking about all this Cisco stuff, and he was just a sysadmin. And I could kind of understand that, but this guy is so smart. He's so smart in everything that he does and the knowledge that he provides. And anytime that I talk to him, which is outside of YouTube, we talk on the phone occasionally and catch up and things like that. He's so smart and he's always studying. He's always trying to learn something new. And I have so much respect for this guy. So much respect for him. But his big news was that he is now a network engineer. And I could not be more proud of this guy because of the hard work and dedication that he puts into what he wants to do. So congrats to you, Duan. I'm very, very proud of you, very happy for you. I'm glad that you kind of announced that. I know that we had talked about that at some point a few weeks ago. But I want the people who watch IT Career Questions to know about you and to know about what you are doing because of stupid bugs. Sorry, I'm out in the garage and it's terrible out here with bugs. But I want people to know that you can accomplish the things that you want to do. Doesn't matter what your title is currently, what you're doing currently. If you put the hard work and dedication into what you want to do, you can do it. And you are living proof of that. I mean, you had a great job before, right? Sysadmin is definitely a fantastic job. I love doing the sysadmin work, but you wanted greater, you wanted better, you wanted to be in networking, and you did it. You accomplished that. So, network engineer, congratulations to you, man. Again, very proud of you. I will link to Duan's channel right here so you guys can check it out. There you go. If that doesn't work, I'll put this link in the description also because you are so solid. And there's also another link I need to throw in here. All right, there we go. So yeah, there's Duan's channel, and I don't know where he's at. I'm talking about him. He disappeared. Where did you go? Okay, I texted him. I hope he comes back. I just told him I was going to talk about him, but that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, congrats, Duan Lightfoot. Very proud of you, dude. You're the man. Mad respect for you. The next thing that I want to kind of talk about is the new content and different series that you guys are seeing on IT career questions. Want to hear your feedback on it, on the things that I'm doing. I'm trying to improve content and improve information that I'm sharing with you. And I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys are getting some information out of it that maybe you haven't had before. The whole point of this channel is to help people who are looking to get into IT, and maybe you're a career changer. You never really thought you could be in IT, but now you've worked in some career for X amount of years and you can't stand it, and now you want to get into this field. So trying to provide all this knowledge that you may not necessarily know because you're completely new to it. So a lot of this stuff, I know there's a lot of you guys out here who have been in the field or just have a lot of knowledge of IT in general, and some of the stuff might not be that useful to you, but there is a lot of other content coming, and that's kind of what I want to talk about also a little bit, because we'll be producing more hands-on stuff, like the Linux stuff. The Linux video that I just did, I really enjoyed making that, and I talked in the first one of the first videos I did about Linux, where that's actually its next tab. I should have put that up there. Linux is new to me. I've always known of Linux. It's always been around my entire IT career. It's been around. It's never necessarily been in all of the environments that I've worked in, so I've never personally had to use Linux. But again, in the video that I just did, it's everywhere. Linux is everywhere. You'd go pull up a Raspberry Pi I have sitting over there. It's on Linux. I could find one of my Amazon Echoes, and that's running Linux. Your smart thermostats and smart fridges and your smart toaster and your smart toilet, right? Those are all running Linux. So it's everywhere. You're going to run into it everywhere. And, the majority of the websites out on the internet are hosted on a Linux server as well. But I personally feel, my opinion is that Linux is going to be a lot more seen, a lot more prevalent going forward in the world, period. It's going to be used a lot more than it's being used now. So you're probably going to run across it in your IT career. You will run across an instance of it, especially if you're looking to get in InfoSec. If you're looking to get in InfoSec security, Linux is definitely something that I suggest that you have some type of knowledge with using. And of course, networking is a nice thing too. But of course, there's a lot of different areas of security. So we will be doing a lot more content on security, and that's going to cover a lot of the different security roles in the field. So we could definitely talk more about things that you should know for each specific role and things like that. So that's more things to come also. But Linux is going to be something big because it's something that I actually enjoy doing right now. Never thought that I would have to learn Linux, never really wanted to learn Linux, but as I've been, doing IT for as long as I have, and doing this channel and speaking with the different professionals in this field, I know how important it is. So me learning it, I thought it would be intimidating. I thought it would be scary because of the CLI, the command line interface, being in the terminal and trying to figure out how to write the different commands and remembering the different commands. That's a hard one too. Thought it would be difficult, but it's not. It's really not. Not necessarily to toot the horn of Linux Academy, but they are doing a fantastic job of teaching me the things that I need to know about Linux. And again, this is not a sponsored plug at all. They're not paying me to say anything about them. This is a pure, honest insight into this, because they have taught me a lot, and it's enjoyable. So, I mean, you guys don't necessarily have to go to Linux Academy to learn Linux, but I highly suggest it. I don't get any type of kickback from it. I'm telling you to check them out because I actually enjoy it. So that's my personal opinion. You guys could have a different opinion. That's completely okay. I completely understand that. If you guys have other recommendations on where you can learn Linux, feel free to throw those in the chat. Like, I'm more than happy to support you guys in whatever learning format that you recommend. So that's my Linux thing. Next thing is the weekly IT updates. Hang on, I got a cough. Sorry, I'm just getting over being sick. But weekly IT updates, I'm trying to figure out what exactly we're going to name that, because I really liked, This Week in IT Careers, or This Week in IT for the series, but it really closely relates to the TWIT network, which is This Week in Tech. If you guys are unfamiliar with the TWIT network, I'll throw another link in here, because these guys have a lot of information about, kind of the tech industry and different. Oh, I did not grab the URL. I failed on that one. My bad. So a guy named Leo Lepore, he runs the TWIT network. Lots of great information over there. But anyway, the point is, I don't want to have something as a series that closely relates to them, and I just feel bad about that. So we're trying to come up with a name for the weekly tech stuff. If you guys have ideas for it, I'd love to hear them. But the weekly tech updates and IT career type of updates, that's something that's a new series that we're trying to launch here. Did a couple of them already. Hope you guys have enjoyed them. If you have seen them, if there's anything that you specifically would like to see on the weekly IT update series, let me know. Send me an email, shoot me a comment, whatever the case may be. I'd love to try to include whatever it is that you guys are looking for. So there's that. There's the weekly series, which I enjoy. Like, that's kind of fun to do because I do a lot of reading in my free time. Stupid bug, sorry. I do a lot of Redditing. So there's a lot of different things that I hear about that I'm like, man, I should talk about that, but I don't really have a particular spot on the channel for content like that. So I figure doing kind of a weekly series like that gives me an opportunity to talk about different technologies, different type of career changes that are happening in the world, and things like that. So expect that on a weekly basis. And again, hope you enjoy it, because I really enjoy that. Trying to incorporate a lot of things that I enjoy into this channel, because I think you guys will see a lot of the passion that I have come out in some of that content. So we'll do more. We'll do more of that stuff. Weekly live streams. I would like to get to a point where I'm doing this weekly. This is just a weekly thing. We can get together, we can chat, we can do like Ask Me Anything. Of course, hands-on labs. That would be fun. I do plan on doing more Project Ares overviews, and we'll talk more about that, of course, in more videos, but definitely want to do more of the Project Ares and live streams, because there's a lot of interaction involved with doing some of the different missions and things in Project Ares. And the last time I did that, it was a lot of fun, because there was just a lot of interaction, a lot of people commenting, and I left a lot of the questions that I had up to you guys, the viewers, whoever is in the chat. So that's gonna be coming. And then of course I could do some like Linux hands-on. We can talk about spinning up like a Linux VM from VirtualBox, which I just spun up Debian and CentOS from my Mac in VirtualBox, which that was actually a lot of fun. It was Ubuntu and Debian. My fault. I put CentOS on a laptop for my daughter just a few days ago. She's been bugging me nonstop, like, Dad, can you give me a laptop? I want a laptop to use. because she's always using like one of my MacBooks, and it always like bothers me. Not in a bad way necessarily, but I'm like, don't break it, don't break it, don't touch it, don't put your drink around it, like don't eat around it. So I'm like, I have all these spare laptops. I will get you a laptop. I will put it together, get it ready to go, which I did. But we put Linux on it. So I'm hoping that she can learn Linux along with myself. So that'll be fun. I lost train of thought where I was going with of Linux. We could spin up some VMs of Windows and server and things like that also, but we'll definitely do the Linux VMs. The next series that I'm working on is the certification overview, and we're going to kind of talk about that. I have another thing that I want to talk about before we get into depth. Here's Duan texting me back. Bro. Sorry, I have to text him back. I can't not type and talk at the same time. If he comes back in the chat, I'm going to go back to his slide so he can see it. But he got a phone call, so he had to go. Anyway, certification overview. What did I do? The CCNA. The next video that I have coming up is the MCSA. And with the certification overview, right now I'm trying to just go over some of the base certifications, if you will. So CCNA, MCSA, MCSE. We'll talk about CompTIA certifications. We'll talk about the ISACA certifications and things like that. What they entail a little bit, how much they cost, where you can go take them. And then once we kind of go over a lot of that stuff, we will actually dive deep into each specific certification. So we'll talk about CCNA security and CCNA routing and switching. MCSA, we'll talk about MCSA server, MCSA BI. God, there's so many MCSA certifications, and I have a sweet slide set up for this that you guys would see, but in the video that I do, not right now. So we will, we'll go deeper into the certifications, which that's going to be really exciting because, again, this will help people who are not familiar with the IT world at all and kind of give them just that insight that they might need to know, especially if they're looking at different certifications or looking to get in the field in general. So certification overview, that's going to be a fun series. There's a lot of work involved in that series because there's a lot of information to compile together and then try to figure out what I actually want to publish. So that's a certification overview. And the next thing I want to talk about, back to security, is Security Weekly. If you guys are unfamiliar with Security Weekly, I do have a link in the description. Highly recommend that you guys go and check them out if you're looking to get into security. And talk about is just useful for you if you are looking to get into security, because they talk about the different exploits and malware and vulnerabilities and things that are happening currently in the security world. They have like an Enterprise Security Weekly where they talk about some of the enterprise content. They talk about Application Security Weekly, where they obviously talk about different applications and things like that. And that's done with actually, I was just watching like 2 videos with this guy, and I did an interview with him, and now I've world Security Weekly. I'm gonna have to look up this guy because it's gonna bother me. Keith Hoodlet. I didn't even have to look at it. I finally thought of it. Keith Hoodlet. He's on the Application Security Weekly. He's a great guy. Again, did an interview with him at InfoSec World. So check out Security Weekly if you guys are thinking about security as a career path. They're just going to give you a lot of insight into the field. So that's kind of all that I wanted to talk about before we get into an Ask Me Anything. I've been paying attention to the chat on the screen, and it's been going crazy. I have not been reading what you guys have been asking, so my apologies to you that I'm not actually reading what you're saying, because it seems to be going a million miles an hour right now. So now that we covered what I wanted to talk about, I want to do an Ask Me Anything. So if you guys have questions that you want to ask me, start asking now. put that in the chat. That way I know that if you're still here, you have a question for me, everything that you guys are putting in the chat right now, I will be paying attention to. All the prior stuff, I apologize. It would take me a long time to go through all of that during this live stream. So if you guys want to talk about something specific, ask me something specific. Let's get into that for a little bit here. I do have to leave here soon because I will be going to see Mr. Chris Davis of PC Addicts, who I don't think he knows how to do YouTube anymore. I think he forgot how to do YouTube. He publishes these videos occasionally where he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do like this PowerShell video. Stay tuned because I want to do more content. And he never does it. So that guy's a loser, but I have to go see him here in a little bit. So let's see. King Kira is into pen testing. Only need to know what languages I should be aware of to be fully functional while using Kali Linux. Much appreciate your efforts. Python, sir. Definitely start looking into Python. Python is going to be... Python is currently a big game changer within the field, and especially security, because of the use that you can have with it across platforms, across different OSs. So look into that. Dustin, you have felonies that are 10 plus years old. What are your real options? And thank you, Dakota. First of all, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. But felonies, that's going to vary based on the job. So there probably might be some places that would hire you with a felony. And there are going to be a lot of places that won't hire you because of a felony. So that is really going to rely on you doing your research and looking into different jobs that might not care that you have a felony, especially an old felony. And maybe you've turned your life around, you're a great upstanding citizen, and you can get lucky. So don't know for certain that Professor Messer goes over the CompTIA fundamentals, but I would look into Professor Messer first because he covers pretty much everything CompTIA. Hang on. Otherwise, if you don't want to check out Professor Messer, there's Skillsoft, IT Pro TV, CBT Nuggets Plural Site. They all are a great resource for learning more about IT and certifications and things like that. Malik, you're an accountant for 10 years, wanting in IT. What are your options to get your certifications? You have options, and those are your options. Whatever you want to choose, that's up to you. You could definitely get the certifications a lot quicker than it's going to take you to get a degree. But if you are dead set on a degree, you can do that, man. Oh, look at, hey, Duan's back. Hey, did you see, here, I'm going to go back to show you this. Because my second slide that I put up was to say, congrats to you on getting a network engineer job. And I said how proud I am of you and how happy I am for you and how smart you are and talented you are and how dedication can get you where you want to be. I talked about how you were a sysadmin and you felt bad that you were talking about networking so much on your YouTube channel, and you had like this moral dilemma over it basically, but you put in all the hard work that you did to get your like CCNP and study the Cisco networking as much as you have. So I'm very, very proud of you. Very proud of you, sir. You are the man, for sure. So that's what I talked about earlier. So I just wanted to go over it again since you're back. Now we'll go back to questions, but Duan, you are the man, sir. I have mad respect for you. Look up to you. So yeah, Malik, certification, degree, that's really up to you. What do you think about the LFCS certifications as far as security? I'd have to look more into those to give you an accurate answer. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to help you or not help you. It's just it's a bonus. It's an added bonus, that's for sure. Let's see. How much binary math do you need to know for Cisco cert tests? Duan Lightfoot could definitely answer that one for you. But yes, you actually do need to know binary. I know that for certain. Just for the testings, you can for the test you'll need to know binary. Otherwise, once you actually get into the networking field, you have plenty of material out on the internet to help you cheat. Let's see. Hang on. Need to get a drink here soon. I do have a drink here. Let's see. You're a newbie, you had a business, went belly up, no real experience with IT, but you're fond of it. Found money, you want to know where to start. Oh my God. I'm dying here. I hate being sick. Benner, I would start with looking into the different areas of IT that interest you the most. And then based on that, I would start looking at the different certifications that are out there that specialize in those fields of interest for you. I feel like I'm going to keep coughing. This is terrible. Let's see, Zachariah says, "Hi Zach, just finished high school recently. You want to be a cybersecurity analyst? Would you advise me to go for CompTIA certifications or college degree?" College degree is almost always going to be better than certifications until like experience starts coming into play, but you have no experience and you have no degree and no certifications. So I hate telling people to forego college just to get certified, because you could do both, and I highly suggest you do both. Sorry, I cannot stop coughing now. I think I need to go like take some drugs or inhalers. But yeah, you can do both. There are degrees out there that kind of specialize more in the cybersecurity stuff now, so you can look into that. How do you play catch up with IT knowledge after changing career tracks? The younger people have been doing computer science for years. Well, playing catch up is really trying to determine what you need to play catch up on, first of all, because if there's a certain area of the field that you want to get into, I would start playing catch up on the technologies and information that you need to know about that. As a whole, though, there are plenty of resources out there that can shed light into what's currently happening in the field, current technologies that you need to know. But I would first start looking into what it is that you kind of want to specialize in and things like that. Home, you could lab every day on IT Pro TV, on Skillsoft, Pluralsight. There's lots of resources out there that can help you lab. Let's see, Felix, you went to K-12 JobSpot and look at technology and there are no jobs in your area. What should I do? Just go on Indeed or Monster. Let's see, this person has their CCENT with Cisco, but you just finished your Network Plus class in your college, but you were thinking about taking the Net Plus cert or focus on getting your CCNA for now. What do you think? Well, you just said you finished your Net Plus class in college. You could go and take your Network Plus cert. I mean, if you just did all that studying for it, you might as well go get it. But yeah, I mean, CCNA is great also. So if you're looking to get into networking, start studying for your CCNA. That's what I think. Another person, I can't pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. You're currently enrolled into an associate in network infrastructure at community college with a CCNA embedded in the degree, and you would like to become a sysadmin. Would a bachelor's degree be looked for? Yes, absolutely. There are plenty of jobs out there that require you have a degree. So you'd be all right. What's up, Nanimi47? Let's see. Alan says you just finished a degree in IT and you're having a hell of a time finding a job. How can I best market myself for an out-of-state IT job? There's LinkedIn and then Indeed and Monster. You can start looking up jobs in the area that you want to move to. But LinkedIn might be kind of your best bet to start reaching out to out-of-state places, especially if you know exactly where you want to go. You want to do MTech, ethical hacking. Edit the last video, bro. Binary. Come on, man. I can't edit it yet. YouTube hasn't rolled out the editing feature for me. which I just saw recently that somebody was doing a video where they were talking about YouTube editing out or rolling out more editing tools for videos that you have published. Unfortunately, I don't have that yet, so I can't edit that video, and I totally screwed up so bad in that video. I have no idea how I missed that when I was editing it. I'm so disappointed in myself. So disappointed in myself. I let myself down. I hate letting myself down. Nothing worse than knowing you screwed up and letting your own self down. See, how much can you get paid with a CCNA routing and switching certification with no experience? John Doe, I just did a video on that. You should go check out the CCNA video that I just published like 2 days ago, because it can give you that information. Anthony said that you thought Duan Lightfoot was a network engineer years ago based on his channel. Yeah, I think a lot of people assume that. A lot of people didn't know that Duan was a sysadmin, but he was, for the last, I don't know what, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I don't know, maybe longer than that, he's been self-studying networking and got a CCNP. So now he finally has that network engineer job. So yeah, very proud of that guy. Go check out his channel for sure. Let's see. Can certifications help land a job for experience, or do companies press for a degree cert, like you said, would be quick? What would you suggest? Your IT version at 32, bless you. So there are going to be businesses out there that require you have a degree. There's no getting around that. No matter how much experience or certifications you have, if they require a degree, they require a degree. So you could miss out on really great opportunities by not having a degree. But I just talked in a video about 2 weeks ago that said like companies like Google no longer require you have a degree, which that's huge news. That I could only imagine why they did that, and I would think it's because they are needing more people with experience. So based on a Google doing that, you might see a lot more companies doing that. You know, Google is definitely a trendsetter in a lot of ways. So I'm hoping that that kind of bleeds its way down, and other companies start letting up on the degree requirements, because there are so many talented people in this field who just have certifications or have a lot of experience. But there also comes into play the fact that we need people in IT, and a lot of companies like Google and Facebook, for instance, desperately need people. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. What's up, James? How you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. And James definitely has great advice. So yeah, what he said is pretty good. I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. Will having a CCNA RS with Security Plus with no experience get you a job? I don't see why it wouldn't. It might not get you a job right away, but it will get you a job. What certification should you get after you finish college? You're majoring in computer information systems, focusing on cybersecurity or data analytics. Will a cybersecurity certification get me a job? So I'm gonna kind of talk about this really quick, as in general, in case there's any more questions in relation to degrees or certifications. Just because you have a degree or a certification does not guarantee that you're going to get a job at all or right away. Does a degree or certification help with you getting a job? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Is one better than another? Yeah, the degree is definitely going to be better than the certifications until you start getting experience, and until you start getting more experience and more certifications. That stuff will help you. But initially, off the bat, if you are looking to get into the IT field, the degree is going to outweigh a certification and experience a lot of the times. So the degree is great, but as you kind of get further into the field, it's not going to matter as much unless you are applying for a job that actually requires you have a degree. But as far as security certifications, Security Plus is a great place to start. Let's see. Bro, Linux Academy using the cloud to learn Linux for someone who is doing web dev. No need to become a system administrator. Yeah. So a lot of stuff is going to be going cloud-based, which is kind of exciting thanks to AWS and Azure and the Google Cloud Platform, which I don't ever hear anybody talking about that. But Azure's great. I freaking love Azure and Office 365. Oh, so such love that stuff. Anyway, we'll talk more about that another day. AWS is very hot these days for sure. You bought a new laptop, you don't know how to install compiler. Oh, compiler, sorry. Well, do a YouTube video. Look it up. I can't help you with that right now. But yeah, you could definitely find somebody on YouTube that would do it. Can you use AWS to work for anyone other than Amazon? Yeah. So AWS is a service. It's not. It's not necessarily something Amazon specific, in meaning that you have to work for Amazon to utilize AWS in any way. There are many. Many companies out there that use AWS for the service for their different cloud-based needs. You know, they could use AWS for, you know, one of their applications, or hosting Linux servers, or hosting their Active Directory, or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of need for AWS and Azure professionals out there. Ernest, you want to be a sysadmin? You're doing your degree in applied IT. What certification should I do to back it up? Ernest, that greatly depends on what you want to do. You could, being a sysadmin is great. That covers a lot of different things, but there are many organizations and enterprises out there that have multiple sysadmins. And the reason for that is because each sysadmin specializes in something different, typically. You might have a sysadmin that is completely exchange-based. You could have a sysadmin that is all virtualization. So I would really think about what it is that interests you most about being a sysadmin, and if there is a specific path that you could take, like certification or whatever, I would look at that. Let's see. You're not sure, as I'm not in that field. You know, there's a very high demand for AWS certifications. Yep, for sure. Let's see. HHNNV just finished your CS degree. Do I recommend starting with MTA certifications, or should you go for something else? If you just finished your CS degree and you feel like you have a great fundamental knowledge of, you know, a specific area in IT, I would forego the MTA. Just go right to MCSA. MTA is, while it's still what I would consider kind of an advanced certification, it's still covering a lot of the fundamentals. So if you aren't familiar with the fundamentals, MTAs are great. But if you're already familiar with a lot of the fundamentals, say like mobility, for instance, there's the MTA mobility, MCSA mobility that covers stuff like Azure and Intune and like SCCM and things like that. If you already know a lot of that stuff, you don't need to take an MTA. You could just go right for the MCSA. Let's see. The Crazy Wabbit. Are there any good work from home IT jobs paths? There are a lot of different IT jobs out there that you can work from home. You just have to find them. So are there good ones? I'm sure there are good ones. I'm sure there are just as many bad ones. I could probably look on Reddit here real quick, because I remember seeing something on Reddit a long time ago. Work from home IT jobs, Reddit. I remember somebody posting a link to something, to a website. I can't remember the website. I thought I had added it to my favorites at some point to talk about it. LiveOps, was that? Let me see if liveops.com. I would know it if I saw the website, unless they redesigned it. That looks like it could be a resource, liveops.com. Yeah, you can try that. I have to find that link. I'll probably do a video on that at some point. There's a tractor driving by here. I wish I could have got this on video. There's literally like two kids. One kid's driving a tractor, and he's towing behind him another kid on a sled. Ridiculous. Kids these days. I did that stuff when I was a kid too. I can't lie. But yeah, sorry for the loud noise there. So yeah, I can't find the link about that has like has a ton of at-home IT jobs that were listed there. I wish I could find it. I'd search Reddit. If you have the time and you're looking for IT jobs, search Reddit. If not, I'll be doing a video on that soon, because now it's bothering me that I can't find that link. Let's see. You watched my videos. I possibly get a job with a CCNA routing and switching certification starting at $40K with no experience. You live in Chicago. John Doe, yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. I can't guarantee that that you'll get a networking job right off the bat with your CCNA, but getting a job starting at $40K should not be a problem. I live out here in the middle of nowhere, outside of Chicago, and we pay help desk people. Help desk starts at $40K. So it shouldn't be a problem. James Waters, you're just learning about computers, so should you do the CompTIA A+ network or security? Which one first? A+ for sure. That'd be the best start. You have a question. You really want to know what the pay is. What pay is for what? Can you make a living with a AAS degree in cybersecurity? Yeah, for sure. Definitely can make a living. Could I tell you about software engineer degree? You should suggest to be a BSc computer science or... I would have to get you more information on that, because software is not my forte. There is a couple of YouTubers out there that talks more specifically on software. If I can find that, I'll look. Let's see if I look at my subscriptions. I wish I could remember these people off the top of my head. Like Professor Messer, who's like ingrained in my head. CS Dojo, I think that's one of them. If you look up CS Dojo on YouTube, they could probably, I think they probably have more insight into some of the CS degrees and things like, or into the programming software degrees and things like that. David, you're entering your 5th year as a first line, second line support engineer with a small IT team. What's the best move from you next? Feel like you're not progressing. Well, do you have any degrees, certifications, anything like that? Otherwise, you just start looking for jobs that either, offer better than what you have right now, whether that's offer you more pay or more responsibilities and things like that. And then look at different jobs that might be level 3 or like a senior support. You could look at sysadmin if you think you have the experience for that. But it really depends on what you want to jump to next. What is that path that you want to be down? I think the tractor kids are coming back again. Sounds like they're right around the corner. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, a certification might really help you to take that next step that you're looking for. So if you want to be like a sysadmin, going to get your MCSA could greatly help you. There's a lot of variables in this field. You should be fine pursuing cybersecurity. Yeah, you should be fine pursuing cybersecurity as long as you don't want to get into cryptography. If you want to get in cryptography, then you're going to need to know some math. But if you avoid cryptography, you'll be fine. You are welcome, James. What is the most sought after cert in IT for 2018? For entry level or for something that's more advanced? That's my question back to you. What is the best website to look for IT jobs in California? Indeed.com, Monster.com, K12Jobspot.com. Those are all good resources. If you want to reach out to, say, like like tech systems, for instance, like contract type of stuff or temp jobs, that's a good idea also. And the DC metro area, A plus network plus security plus is a must. Yeah, I could definitely see that in DC. Tractor kids are coming back. Let's see if I can get them. Where are we at? You can kind of see it, maybe. Yep. You may have slightly saw them. Darn kids. Don't they know I'm trying to live stream right now? I'm being all loud with their tractors. So yeah, I literally live in the middle of nowhere. If I drive like 5 minutes in any direction, I'm hitting a cornfield. So kids don't have much to do around here besides drive their tractors around and tow people on a sled. I may have to shut my garage door. We'll see. So you're looking for the most sought-after entry-level IT certifications, and that is going to be A plus or Security plus. Those are going to be probably some of the most sought-after as far as an entry-level job. Yeah, let's see, Crazy Rabbit, virtual vocations and flex jobs list at home IT jobs too. Just curious your thoughts on working from home on site. Keep up the great work. Thank you. So I actually did a video a few months ago about working from home. I would definitely look that up in my library somewhere. It's a few months ago, so you should be able to find it pretty quickly. But I specifically talked about working from home in that video. Hi from Scotland. Hello from Scotland. How you doing? You remember me saying that you don't really need a lot of math in IT. However, is it a good field to pursue for a person like me who likes math? Yeah, absolutely. There are, but cryptography and security, that's a job that you have to know math. Like, you can't get around it. And you guys did see the tractor kids. I think they're coming back again. I'm definitely going to have to shut my garage. I'll yell at them because I know who they are. I'm like, listen here, you little jerks. Knock it off. I'll sound like an old man. It'll be perfect. If I had a cane, it'd be even better. Showcase C. Is a degree absolutely needed? Are certs enough for cybersecurity career? There are, I think, the majority of the jobs in cybersecurity are going to require a degree, but that does not mean that you could not get a security job with just certifications. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that it's going to vary. Definitely going to vary based on where you're at, based on what the job is, and things like that. The advanced sought-after degrees are going to be the security degrees, like SISM and CISP and things like that. AWS Solutions Architect. Those are definitely going to be some of the most sought-after advanced degrees. But if you know nothing about those things, you're not going to get them, especially like a CISP or a SISM. Those actually require that you have years of experience to even get them. So there you go. What do people who work in the cybersecurity mainly do? Ones that don't involve math. I'm really nervous about what's to come in the future in terms of finding a job related to cybersecurity. So there are so many different security roles out there in the IT field that it would literally take me like the next 5 hours probably to talk about them. So I'm actually building content to publish that talks specifically security roles and what they do. So I'm not going to really talk about that in this specific video, so I do apologize. But don't be concerned. You'll be fine. There's lots of stuff out there. Big G, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Do I ever meet many people with a trade background in IT? What do you mean specifically about that? Like, what's? Can you be more specific? There are people who are working IT have backgrounds in everything, like everything that you could possibly imagine. One of the big things I like to talk about is when I went down to InfoSec World last year, met a guy there who was a fisherman. And here come the tractor kids again. So I'm gonna mute this real quick. I feel like they're driving by on purpose. I should shut the door, but you'd still hear it. I mean, you'd still hear it. Where was I? He was using to like sonar type of application, and it was a pretty popular one. And he found like a security flaw in it because he just like had whatever interest in it, and now he works in security. So here's this fisherman guy who now works in security. Like everybody has a different background. It's crazy. On the freelance websites, you can actually do help desk jobs from home. Yeah, there's definitely help desk jobs that you can find. It's basically call center type of stuff. Do I think it's okay to go down the Microsoft CERT path, and which ones do you think are the best to get started in IT help desk? Sorry, I thought I muted that. Microsoft CERT path is definitely great. There's some of the MTA certifications that you can look at. Mobility is a pretty good one. CompTIA is also definitely something that you should look at if you're looking to be help desk, like A+, because there's companies out there that just require the A+. Now, hang on, I'm going to shut my garage door. All right, it's still going to be loud as heck because, you know, it just will be. Stupid kids. Not really stupid kids. I would do the same thing. That where I was. My bad. Yeah, if you're looking to go in a help desk, get like that. It's all really in IT. What should you do for your first job? I mean, you could maybe find like some type of cybersecurity analyst type of job as your first job. Help desk is always going to be uh, the best job that you can get into for your very first job because you are going to learn a ton working help desk. Dave in the UK, do you think this is a good idea? A good career or a good job to or business to create? Yeah, it could be. But I mean, you definitely have to figure out your business plan for that. I would imagine it's going to be much like the future of IT everywhere. So, my thoughts on U.S. jobs being outsourced offshored. You are always going to have outsourcing no matter what, whether it's, and a lot of jobs or a lot of businesses and stuff will outsource for a few years and then come right back to it because of a bad experience or what have you, whatever the case may be. It's always going to be there, and I mean, you could go work for a company that actually does outsourcing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's just part of the industry. That's what you are going to find constantly. There's a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people could disagree with it, have their negative thoughts towards it, but there's really nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's plenty of jobs out there um, for you, and you can go work for an outsourcing company. Let's see. Quick question. You're 5 months in a help desk job with a lot of freedom to get involved in projects, but looking a recommendation for it might be a good idea to get further training to be valuable. So again, there's Skillsoft, IT Pro TV, CBT Nuggets, Pluralsight. Those are all great resources that you can self-learn and get yourself prepared for a certification. So I'd definitely look into any of those. Let's see, you're going to finish your associate degree in IT in New York. It's really hard to find a job as help desk. Do you have any idea how to help me find something in the area? I just keep looking on Indeed, get on LinkedIn, try to connect with people, and that's going to be your best bet. Binary with the answer here. 2 reasons jobs are being outsourced: because Indians get paid low compared to what they would someone in the U.S. And 2, they masked. They masked? What do you mean by that? What class should you take to be a hacker? Like the EC Council. There's Pentest Plus. There's quite a few different courses and things online that you could take to look at being some type of hacker. Western Governors Online Program Network or Security. I have A+, Net Plus, and Security Plus, and work on the help desk of an MSP. Basically, CCNA or CEH, those are really 2 completely different certifications, so whichever one sounds more appealing to you. And why from CR, should I start with MTAs, then CCNA, after that Linux? It depends on what path you're looking to take. What job do you want? You know, what type of stuff and work do you want to be doing? Because MTA and CCNA are completely different, and then you're throwing Linux into the mix. I mean, I guess there is kind of like an MTA that talks a little bit about networking that would kind of relate to the CCNA, but you need to better define what path that you want to go down. Let's see, you dropped out your systems engineer career because it will take 5 to 6 years to finish here. So you did restructure your plan with options I mentioned above. Suggestions. I would suggest you better define the path that you want to definitely look into that a little bit further. What would I suggest? I could suggest you everything in the world. I could suggest you a multitude of career paths, a multitude of certification paths that you should take. But at the end of the day, it does not matter what I tell you in that regard. And I'll tell you why. I could tell you all day to go down a path of programming, right? But you might hate programming. And I could tell you all day to go down the path of the CCNA, but you might find that you hate networking. So that's like something very specific that you have to figure out. I really dislike giving suggestions like that, because I would hate for somebody to take my suggestion on one over another, and then you do all of this work to get certified, and then you find out that you hate it. So do your research, do your due diligence, and look into the CCNA and the CEH as much as you possibly can to form the best answer for you. How to get a job as a software engineer in the U.S., just like every other place in the world. Fill out applications, get experience, get that knowledge, get an MCSA and application or something, app builder, whatever it's called. College does have a path to take what class for a hacking career? Are you asking me what colleges have classes for hacking? Because I don't think that any college has a specific class for hacking. It's more or less cybersecurity. Darth Vadent, hello. Do you think a salary position paying $20 an hour as a desktop support technician is ideal for someone with 2 years of experience in IT? Yeah. I think that's fair. It's definitely fair. No, my does the path. I'm confused. X-ray. Take what class? Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm confused. CCNA, but I heard MTAs are a good way to acquire knowledge. By the way, yeah, MTAs are great. But it just depends on what you want to do. How to become a pen tester? Well, there's the pen test plus that just came out, or is coming out. Did it came out? I can't remember. Pen test plus from CompTIA. Look that one up. CompTIA pen test plus. I think it came out. I'm almost positive it did. For sure. All right. So with that, this was definitely a very, very successful live stream as far as I'm concerned. A lot of people joining in and asking questions and things like that. I come ready to go over to the man of the PC Addicts live YouTube channel. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. If you guys want to see more live streams, make sure that you leave a comment after this video is published as live, and let me know. Let me know what days, times work best for you for live streams. If we can get like a majority of answers, we'll try to set something up for that. But I would like to do weekly live streams, so stay tuned for that because that's happening. Stay tuned for all the other good stuff that's coming that we kind of went over as we talked about, you know, these different things up here on the screen, because that's a lot of fun. Somebody said earlier that I must be rich because I have a TV in my garage. This TV was like $100. I would not say that I'm rich, but this comes in use for what I'm doing right now. I don't know, for $100 for me to be able to project some stuff like this, I'd say it's worth it. It's fun. I am not rich though. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Stay tuned for more content and more fun and things like that. And take care. Have a great Saturday. Do some fun stuff. Lab every day for sure. Talk Tech Daily. It's another thing. I'm going to actually do a video on the Talk Tech Daily thing soon because that is very, very important. But until then, take it easy, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. I hate ending these things because I never know how to end them right. But anyway.